I got the energy, Pepe. You just need to lay off, Pepe. Lay off. Seriously. I talked about this last week and it did not put out the highlight. Shame on me. Shame on me. Erad's been going through some crazy shit with the CEO of Star Atlas. His name is Michael Wagner, who I agree with Erad definitely abused the copyright strike system inside of YouTube to squelch freedom of speech. I talked about this last week, was unfortunately not able to get the highlight out. My apologies, mea culpa, my friend. But interestingly enough, someone has come to the rescue for Erad. Thank the Lords. It has to be Obsidian Ant. Who is it? Who is it? Oh, wait, it's Morphologis. Okay, it's okay. There's a saying that the friend of my friend is not my enemy, that they are maybe still a friend and not my enemy. Actually, Morph is probably a really cool dude in real life. Just didn't agree with one of his statements about the progress being lackluster in 2022. It's okay. It's okay. That's his opinion. But he is here to talk some serious smack in a Morphologis way about what is happening in Erad's situation. I want to watch this.
You know what's a really great way to inspire confidence in your brand new NFT game after the apocalyptic crash of the crypto market? Well, if you ask the CEO of Star Atlas, Michael Wagner, it's to punch down on anybody who offers any view counter to yours, and to abuse the copyright strike system on YouTube to silence inconvenient.
We're shaming Michael Wagner. We're shaming them. Shaming Michael Wagner for getting into a Twitter confrontation with a YouTuber on his second channel who had 2,000 subscribers. Like, really ridiculous.
Opinions, which is exactly what happened to a friend and fellow SC YouTuber, The Eradicator, last week. So, if you guys know me, I'm not one to cover drama on this channel, but when someone is attacked like this by someone who thinks that they will not suffer any repercussions, well, I just can't stand idly by.
Good.
Mr. Wagner thought that he would get away with it because nobody would see how petty he was going after a little YouTuber. Well, got news for you, Mr. Wagner. People saw it, and you should be ashamed of yourself. But let me bring you guys...
Morph bringing some shame in. Oh my goodness. I might have to change my opinion on Morph. Morph is bringing the shame bell to Michael Wagner. It's some weird type of shame bell inception going on here. This is insane. This is insane. It is insane what's going on here. Morph is shaming him. All right, Morph. I'm very happy. Morph has joined us in our shaming in the month of August. It is our shame month. We are putting out big doses of shame bell shame. And it seems like finally, Morph has jumped on the shame wagon. Good job. Good job, Morph.
Guys up to speed. So recently, the Eradicator made a video that sought to highlight what he saw as some of Star Atlas's biggest issues. Or one big issue, rather. Star Atlas, if you don't know, is an upcoming Solana-based decentralized blockchain game that promises to be a grand strategy game of space exploration, territorial conquest, political domination, and more. They don't have a game yet, or even a proof of concept, but trust them. They're gonna make a game, and well, at least for now, you can buy some really, really nice expensive JPEGs. I knew of a different project? Well, it's not exactly the same because these are NFTs, or non-fungible tokens that are exchangeable for real-world currency. In other words, they're an investment. Look, I'm not here to defend or to support NFT games in any way. I mean, it's an interesting new way of funding projects, which is a separate topic from this video. Anyway, to quickly...
He's like, I'm not going to get into the NFT discussion because most people think all NFTs are toxic, and I want to make this video completely about this.
Shame.
And I highly endorse that.
Yes, sir. You're not gonna hate me.
I highly endorse this content. I'm highly endorsing this content from Morphologis. I never thought this would ever happen in my entire existence, but I am all for this video right now.
sum up the core of the message in his video. He argues that their method of communication is both seemingly unprofessional for a game of its funding and hard to understand, as a lot of the lingo they're using are really aimed towards the crypto bro market.
Yes.
And yeah, I watched some of their videos and they're not really up to snuff for what I would have expected.
It's terrible. It's giving me salad vibes. Hold on a second. Salad vibes incoming.
Warning, incoming salad vibes.
These videos were literally horrible. We watched them on the channel here. I reacted to these videos. I was somebody who was looking forward to Star Atlas. I think really just covering this and watching Star Atlas along this journey, this has been some of the most horrible produced content that I have ever seen from them. And we actually got the community manager and the content creator of Star Atlas in our Discord from some constructive criticism I gave on a video about these videos. And they came in and they said, DG, you are correct. You know, we can do better than this. And then Erad started looking into Star Atlas again, you know, because Erad from time to time we kind of vibe off one another, you know, and Erad says, well, I'm going to look at Star Atlas. So he throws his opinions in, right? And then boom, big old Twitter fight happens. Like, boom. I would like just to say, you're welcome, everybody. You are welcome. I do bring that extreme value added gameplay.
Extreme bad.
In real life. And I love this type of stuff. I love when this happens because really it delves under the hood of game development and the actual developer, and we get to see like a glimpse of the origin, if you will, or the reason behind why they created Star Atlas. And to me, this put a really bad taste in my mouth. Let's keep going.
For a game that has made supposedly millions of dollars, but he argues that if Star Atlas intends to gain the trust and following of gamers across the world, that they should look to create more approachable content to keep people apprised of the progress, and that would go a long way to inspiring more confidence and attract more funding from that large market segment. He goes further to note that this issue likely stems from the fact that the founding members generally have a lack of experience in the game industry, or all but one of the four.
And I said in those reaction videos, please, this is what you need to focus on. It's not a hard concept to get across. As the developers of Star Atlas, you need to get into easily digestible 5 to 7 minute videos showing us the team. You know, looking under the hood. Let's see what's going on. Talk about your developers. Let's see it physically. And it's not a hard concept to grasp. And the fact that I, as just a viewer or somebody who wants to support the project, you know, hey, how about we see what's going on? Like what's going on with the team? These are things that we're starting to realize are becoming the norm in the game development genre, in the world of game development, which is, if we're going to support the game, show us the fucking gears, show us how it works, you know, show us the real life business scenario, you know, hey, here's a concept, whoa. Should be that difficult.
Founding members haven't had any previous experience working in a studio that's produced an actual game. And the one guy that did have experience worked as an artist. Nothing against artists. I'm sure there have been a lot of artists in the game development sphere that have become really successful studio heads. It's just not the kind of position that you would think could start a whole new studio from scratch. But anyway. But he goes on that instead, all of these guys have experience in mostly investments and cryptocurrency, which is likely what.
It's all financial. Like it just seems like it's all about financial. You know, like here's the thing in this new realm. I am excited for it. I really am. It will be an evolution in gaming. It's just going to take a lot of time, and they completely botched it up. The industry botched it up because a lot of the people are really only worried about the financing, the actual crypto, the NFTs, and they're not focusing on what is most important to the gamer, which, hello, it's the game. If you're trying to create a gamer base, okay, if you're trying to bring in the backing of the gamers, trust me, you're going to have tons of EPs, okay, you're going to have, or VCs, you're going to have tons of VCs, venture capitalists, come in and support it privately by throwing millions of dollars at them, right? You're going to have that investment. But your biggest investment is going to be the slice of the gaming industry, the public, John Q. Public, us. We can see that from revenues in Star Citizen. We can see the amount of money that comes in from the backing if they believe in it. Okay? So why in the fuck can't a lot of developers take the time to realize that? So instead of using play to earn, okay, we need to change it to play and earn, which is when the game developer puts the game first. I've said this so many times on this channel. Play and earn is when the developer puts the game first and the money shit second. All the crypto and the NFT comes secondary. Then you have my interest. You've piqued my interest. Then you have my support. I have to see the team. I have to know they're legit. I have to know that the game comes first always as a gamer. As a trader in real life, this interests the shit out of me. And trust me, I could just do this solo based upon the financial aspect of things because I am that guy too in real life. But I know as a gamer that this model that they have given us and the way that it is perceived and the way that they have presented it, right, and the way that we perceive it is that these guys are in it just for the cash, for the cheddar. And they will not have a successful title in that scenario. They have to show us the team. They have to give us the idea from Michael directly what is the spark? What brought about this game? What brought about this idea, this something from nothing that I love so much about creation? Was the impetus behind it? Was it the game? Was it Michael Wagner? And that's what we want to find out. Because if it wasn't, nope. No thanks. Right. And this is what these developers that are in the play to earn space have to start learning, or they will sink, or they will die. That if they are going to create a play to earn game, they have to change the very face of this so that people, when they're presented it, know that it is play and earn and that they're true to their words and that they're creating it for the gamer. They're doing it for the love of creating games. It's not difficult to figure out.
Why their content is aimed towards the cryptocurrency investor kind of market. He contends that this has the unfortunate side effect of making it seem like their focus is on producing a speculative investment opportunity.
I'm so upset.
And
I get
not a
so
game.
upset.
And I'm
getting so upset at this because, you know, again, this is something I was looking forward to, and they fucked it up. These developers fuck it up. Nova Quark fucked up. Frontier Development fucked up. Now we got Star Atlas fucking up. All these developers that continue to fuck this very simple. It's the game, dummies. It's the fucking game. And then for the CEO to take the time out of his day to seriously go after one of my friends and give him a copyright strike on his opinion. Hold on. I'm really upset. Hold on.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
I'm going to have a hard time moving forward with Star Atlas. I'm going to have a really hard time with it. I'm so interested in this space, but fuck if they didn't fuck it up. They fucked it up.
understand that perception. It does come off that way. Which might actually be the point, because that's how they get investment, but still, it's not a great look for your average gamer. So I agree here, again, with the Eradicator. This is unfortunate, because if you want to appeal to that trillion-dollar gaming market, you really need to appeal to the average gamer who won't have any crypto knowledge. So, while most of his language in the video was understandably skeptical of the project, I would probably feel the same way. I didn't see it as an overly negative video about Star Atlas. I didn't see it as trying to drag it down or even to say that it's an outright scam. Instead, how I saw it was just how I saw a lot of his other videos.
Make your dreams come true. Do it. Nothing is impossible. Do it. Make your dreams come true. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Trust. Do it.
Erad's finally subscribed to the channel. Thank you, Luigi. Thank you. Thank you.
That talk about Star Citizen as a potentially helpful way of criticizing the project by offering some constructive criticism.
Shy is surprised.
Well, it seems Mr. Wagner didn't agree. Not one bit. And that's why he smacked down the video abusing the terrible YouTube copyright system and then proceeded to spew.
It's a terrible YouTube copyright system. It's a terrible, terrible. I'm going to hold on one second. Shame to YouTube and shame to Star Atlas at the same time. Michael Wagner. Just shame to both of them right now. Like, really. Just shame them. Just shame them. Because I'm literally going to go off again. My blood pressure is literally rising once again. Like, I cannot believe the fucking audacity of going after somebody who has 2,000 subscribers and you are a CEO of a company that's creating a game that's play to earn, that's raised millions upon millions of dollars, and you're going to take the time out to go after somebody who might not have favorable opinions, which are opinions, which is free speech, and you use a fucking busted copyright system that is YouTube because it is so fucking busted, and you can't have real people on YouTube help you because they can't have the money to fucking hire it, or they have AI that they've programmed for the past 12 years that basically does everything but have phone sex with you. And I've been trying to get that to happen somehow. I've been really just calculating the best way to get this algorithm really spiced up. And, you know, like I've been trying to throw it some I'm taking a bubble bath right now. What do you think of that? I got a loofah. I'm rubbing some suds on me. But the AI just says, how else can I help you, DG? How else can I help you? Just like that. Just like that. Keep speaking like that.
Comebacks like a petulant little child on Twitter in response to the Eradicator's video. Check out some of these little gems, like, don't waste your time, this content is laughable.
Wow.
Zero research. We will look into your content as specifically what not to do. Wow.
Wow. I mean, like when I saw these originally, like, wow, but the way that Morph is just putting these up here for display, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. What do you see? Just putting it right out there.
Shame.
Just putting it right out there so everybody can see.
Shame.
Why does Michael take the time to do this? He must be so stressed. And this is one of the things that I said, man. As a human being, he's under attack from every angle. This motherfucker is in the Alamo of the gaming arena. This motherfucker is literally sat squat in the middle of the Alamo right now, and he doesn't know what to do because people are just so fucking against anything NFT related, anything play to earn related, anything that has crypto in it. The entire gamer base is fed up with the fucking skamazes and the rug pulls, and they don't understand that eventually what will happen is from the ashes a phoenix will rise, and somebody who actually cares about gaming first will spring forward with a play and earn game. But people aren't ready for that yet. And so this motherfucker right here, he decides to abuse the YouTube copyright system against Erad, okay? 2,000 subscribers. Can you imagine how petty that is? That this guy who's brought in millions of dollars is upset that the Eradicator, who has 2,000 subscribers, said something that might not be anything that he agrees with. Perhaps Erad didn't understand the space, and Erad doesn't know too much about the play to earn space or crypto. So what? So what? And this guy isn't smart enough to keep his fucking mouth shut. I mean, I don't want to see a CEO go to this level. It's ugly. This is what I would expect from like a rando commenter on one of my videos. Like quite literally. This is like fucking Dorian, who's a psychotic fan who's concerning me quite a bit. But this is the shit that you could imagine from the worst troll on Reddit. This is the shit that you can imagine from the worst commenter on YouTube. This is the fucking shit that you can imagine with like the worst chatter in our chat, right? Coming in and just spouting off a whole bunch of troll shit. This is exactly what the fucking shit that I expect from those people. Not the CEO of a fucking company that brought in millions of dollars. Like, what is going on?
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Wow, this definitely sounds like high-level CEO talk. Dude, you should teach a class on how to act like a CEO. So anyway, here's my take on this. Mr. Wagner, if you're watching, which I'm sure you are, you're not helping your cause. In fact,
Dude, I got to reevaluate Morph, man. That was pretty fucking good. Like that was pretty fucking good right there. That was really good.
Your actions paint you as a liability to your investors, at least if you keep acting this way. I was one of those individuals that was skeptical of your project to begin with, but I was willing to sit on the sidelines and quietly hope to see some promising progress, at which point I would probably have made a purchase and even made a video
Yes. Yes.
on Star Atlas. But I've been skeptical as a whole about the NFT game thing, because in my mind, playing to earn just kind of seems like turning your hobby into a job, like virtual work, and I'm just not sure that's going to be fun. But
I don't agree with that, actually. I don't think it would be a job at all. Like, it's good. Some people are going to take it that seriously, make it their job, and be that invested into the game. But like, honestly, you could just go in and have fun and make some fucking money. I mean, like, that's how I look at it. You know, there's a whole discussion there about how they're going to police it, and got to go after farm bots. You got to go after a whole bunch of people that are just in it for the money. There's going to be a lot of discussion in that realm, but I don't ever view it as something that would be like work, unless the designers make it in that manner where you literally have to grind for the crypto in the game. I've seen that. Entropia, anybody remember that title? Remember that hot fucking mess, that big sack of garbage called Entropia, where you had to go in there and you had to grind PvE missions out for their fucking cash in the game? That was a fucking grind fest for an in-game currency that you could swap out to real life dollars. And really, having crypto in a game is really no different, other than you can trade most of the crypto on an exchange much easier, and that those also fluctuate in value based upon market supply and demand. However, I would never look at it as like a second job. Like, that's just like, I don't agree with that, but that's okay.
willing to keep an open mind. Now though, I think you kind of pushed me a bit off the fence, but not in the direction I think you or your investors would probably have hoped for. But, you know, maybe I'm no loss. Fine. But I'd be willing to bet that there are a few in the comment section below that will also feel this way in light of this new knowledge. I also know that you don't like the Eradicator accused you of not having any game development experience. I don't really get what the big deal is about this. The most profitable game studios in the world don't have developers at their head. They're all money men, businessmen, and they hire the right people to fill the positions that they need to get the job done, and that's a fine way to do it. I personally don't love the focus on money over game quality that can sometimes come from this, but that's not always exclusively true. I mean, just look at...
But again, the venture capitalist money that comes to this project will eventually, not now, not for the beginning of this project, but the venture capitalist money at the very beginning of any game development project brings in tons of fucking cash it's a cash cow. All these venture capitalists come to it with tons of fucking cash. They dump their money right into the project, right? And then what happens is that particular portion that's like this giant king's ransom becomes smaller and smaller as more of John Q. Public comes in and starts supporting the game, to the point where the VC money becomes very fractionally low. It's just very fractionally small. And the majority of the funding usually comes from just opening up to the public, you know, putting it out there for the retail audience.
Jedi Fallen Order. EA made that, and it's a terrific game. So maybe you're just new to being visible to the public. So let me tell you that from my personal experience, that if a little YouTuber with just over 1.5k subs really bothers you, you need to get thicker skin, because it's gonna get a hell of a lot worse. Way worse.
Yeah.
Now, these repeated immature actions like your tweets will add up. After the crypto crash, you're going to find that it's a lot more challenging to inspire more investors to come to the project.
For real, which is why they're looking at YouTube with 1.5 thousand subscribers, which is literally why no offense to Erad, because he's got a channel with like a lot of fucking subscribers on it, but on his second channel he's got 1.5 thousand subscribers. But literally, this is like, no offense, not in terms of quality, but the bottom of the barrel in terms of numbers. In the terms of actual subscribers, I mean, they're sinking down to a level that's so low right now in a quagmire of fucking YouTube. I don't understand why they're taking this amount of time out, except that, you know, upon further investigation, you realize what he's saying here, that the crypto market completely crashed and the money is now a vacuum. And they're searching all they can. They're looking everywhere for anybody left out of the decimation that has happened in this latest fucking crash, which has been absolutely horrible for people in the crypto realm that are invested. But like anybody that's been in the crypto realm for more than like 2 or 3 years understands these types of fucking fluctuations. This is the fucking industry. It's very volatile. It will always be volatile. Just as high as there's these fucking pumps that go moonshot, there's these crazy dumps that crash you down through the earth. People in crypto who have been in crypto for a very long time, they understand it. That's where HODL comes from. That's where the term HODL comes from, because they all understand. Nobody in crypto is going to fucking sell at a loss, because eventually this shit's going to pump right back up again because of the era that we're in right now. And all this fucking evolution that's happening in DeFi, is off the chart. Like blockchain is so fucking useful and interesting, but only certain companies will survive. Only certain cryptos will survive. And it's a small fraction, like 2%. Of the thousands upon thousands of useless fucking tokens out there, only 2% of them will have some type of redeeming value to them.
A little slip here, a little faux pas there won't individually make much difference, but trust me, it adds up. I would figure that you'd be doing anything you could to avoid making mistakes and getting negative publicity, because you need to inspire confidence in your product, right? Isn't it a speculative investment? And isn't that completely dependent on like the way your project is perceived? I mean,
yes, and your presentation.
It really is an uphill battle. I don't know if you've seen the video from Legal Eagle where he talks about how NFTs are legally problematic. He's a licensed and practicing lawyer, by the way. I highly encourage you to check it out. It's a relatively new sphere of investment with little to no protections for investors, and therefore it's rife with pump and dump schemes, rug pulls, and straight up scams. A lot of people have been burned, and they're assuming they're going to get burned again by going into a project like Star Atlas, regardless of whether or not your intentions are good. So again, I would think that anything you can do to be a responsible chief executive officer would include ensuring that people trust and respect you, that you know how to get things done, and that you're a mature human being. And I've looked at your profile. You seem like a successful businessman, and one that I assume of no small intelligence. So I assume that
it's really interesting what I'm seeing with the NFT space. You know, people saying like, oh, this isn't art, and oh, this, like, how this is foolish. Like these NFTs are foolish. And it's really funny because I did some searching and I thought to myself, when did artists, the field, this field of artistry introduce like canvas? Like when was canvas introduced to the art world? Prior to canvas, painters would paint buildings. They would decorate buildings, and that was considered art. That was considered art. That was all there was, to paint on buildings. Poop on a cave wall, right? It started there. Fingers is right. That's where it started. But then that poop on cave walls progressed into paints, and then people would elaborately paint buildings, and that would be the artistry of the day. And so I said to myself, like, when did canvas get introduced? Gotta wipe some fingers. And it was like the 13th or 14th century, I believe. And when there was a switch, when canvas was introduced, at that time historically, people said, well, this is stupid. That's not art. Like canvas, everybody knows art should only be on buildings. Because this is the way of humanity, man. Like humans, we get stuck in our routines. We get stuck in familiarity. We get stuck in what we believe is normalcy. Like this is the way the world works, right? We get very stuck in it. And anytime there's change, we view it, and we are very opinionated on advances, or however you want to perceive it. But like the transition we're going through right now very much so reminds me of when canvas was introduced. Canvas was like, oh, you guys aren't real artists. What are you doing? You should be painting a building. Paint a building. What is this canvas painting shit? That's not art.
you can see this, and I hope you can take the L from this and just learn from this mistake. punching down and abusing YouTube are not
Paint a
great
building.
looks. They're not great examples of how to behave well on this new internet age where this stuff gets passed around and everybody finds out. You know, I've never seen his CEO go low and see benefits from it, unless you're Bobby Kotick. That guy's a monster. Anyway, I don't think this video needs to be much longer than this, so it's already long enough. But I'll leave you guys with this, and this is for you general viewers out there. Beware of NFT games, especially if you don't understand what
Right.
non-fungible tokens are or
Right.
what a blockchain is. Do your research before you buy and never invest more than what you're willing to lose, and understand that anyone who is financially invested in something like an NFT game and is talking to you about the project has a strong incentive to gloss over the problems, as any negativity can cut into their portfolio. As in, they're gonna lose money if there's any negative perception of the game. So there will be swindlers out there looking to get you to put your money into something so that they can sell their holdings and run away with your money. You gotta look out for that. But I'm not saying that this is what Star Atlas is doing. What I am saying though is that Mr. Wagner's actions silencing criticism sure as hell ain't helping convince me it's not. Hey guys, I've been Morphologis. If you like this video, you know what to do. Like, share, and subscribe.
Listen, I think there's a path to redemption here for Morphologis in my eyes. I like the fact that he's sticking up for our friend the Eradicator. And listen, I like this. This was a very well done video. I have to say, this was a very, very well done video. So props to Morphologis. I'm gonna like that. Yeah, I'm glad that that got out. I'm very glad that Morphologis put this out there with somebody who has 226,000 subscribers, because it's going to put a lot more eyeballs on it. And it was very cool for Morphologis to do this for the Eradicator. You know, like I have nowhere near the effect Morphologis does, because I don't have the numbers he has, which is very sad and humbles me and puts me in my place, Pepe. It puts me in my place.